Before we get started with today's show, I just want to remind you that you can save 10% on your order with Symphony of Balloons, a luxury balloon company that also offers a 360 camera. Just simply mention you heard about them on Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an episode of Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, Uncomfortable Conversations. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. I'm back. It's been a while. The last time I did an episode, it was right before the WWE's Royal Rumble, right before I went to Tampa. But it was also right before the American Football Conference championship game. The AFC title game, which featured my Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City football team. Now, I had hoped that I would come back less than 12 days later, and with great news, but obviously you know that the Ravens lost, and here I am. Now, I took some time because one, that game, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna reveal my thoughts, but that game was so annoying. So I was like, you know what? I didn't watch any sports commentary. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a sore loser. This is the truth. I'm a sore loser. When my team loses, I don't watch nothing. I don't want to hear it. Don't call me. Don't text me. And when my team wins, I'm bragging. Usually it's with receipts. But I watched that game. Let me get into it right now. And what I saw was a miscarriage of justice, in the words of the late great Gorilla Monsoon. I've been watching football long enough. I know it's set up when I see it. You mean to tell me that the Baltimore Ravens had a game plan that they just totally omitted? A team that, if this game would have been in the regular season and the Super Bowl wasn't on the line, and the NFL's boost of $300+ million, albeit Taylor Swift wasn't present, or even she was, but if the Super Bowl wasn't on the line, you mean to tell me the Ravens would have went away from running the ball? Come on now, Lamar Jackson throwing it in triple coverage, no pass interference. Yeah. And what I saw was the same reaction I saw last year, WrestleMania, when Cody Rhodes lost. He had his head down. That was the script. And that's what I saw with Lamar Jackson. Head down, talking to OBJ. And what I saw was, look, you got to follow it this way. It sucks, but you'll get yours. So I hope. So yeah, I was not satisfied. I was devastated. I flew back from Tampa. A good night at the Royal Rumble. Good weekend in Tampa. Flew back. Got home. I was settled. I was ready. Here we go. Championship game. Chiefs score first. Ravens come back. Oh, we in for a fight. I'm looking on Twitter. Everybody said, oh, yeah, this is the matchup. We in for one. And then it wouldn't. So I was very, very, very disappointed. But congratulations to the NFL. They got their wish. The rematch from Super Bowl 2019, or dare say, I guess 2020, where we'll be the 49ers and the Kansas City, the Chiefs. Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl. Like I said, $300+ million. And I know there's going to be people in the comments saying I'm crazy. I've heard it all before. I'm wrapped up too much in pro wrestling. Look, I believe what I believe. I've always said this. The Yankees didn't win the World Series after 9/11 because the Yankees were pretty much heels, right? But the Patriots did. The Super Bowl logo changed in 2001, and the Patriots went on to win. They came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere against the greatest show on turf. Come on now. Come on. You know, shoot. My Ravens, 2012. No, that was willpower. But no, I will say this though. Super Bowl XL. Was that Super Bowl 40? Or no, Super Bowl 35, something like that. No, 40. Yeah, Super Bowl 40. Jerome Bettis. Come on. In Detroit, the Steelers, first team to go all the way on the road to win the Super Bowl They wasn't that good. The year before they were 14-2. That year they squeezed in the playoffs and went throughout road, the road all the way against the Seahawks, even to the point NFL Network, they did a documentary on it. You can't convince Seahawks fans that that wasn't a Montreal screw job. Ladies and gentlemen, are you in the gym every week? Are you looking to kind of keep yourself cool while you work up a nasty sweat? Well, I got the best thing for you. Cooling bands, bandanas, cooling towels, and so much more. Go to Vertical Athletics, get your favorite team in MLS or MLB, or guess what? Now they have a custom option so you can upload your own logo and you can save 10% at checkout when you enter the code Brian H. Waters. Go to verticalathletics.com, use the code Brian H. Waters to save 10% on some of your best cooling gear. Are you a podcaster who is looking to share clips from your show in the simplest way possible? Well, I have the best solution, and that's Opus Clip. Opus Clip allows you to take the link to your show, upload it, and then they will clip off some of the best moments. And it allows you to edit it, change the captions, change the colors, and they also give you a viral score so you know which clip can potentially generate more buzz for your show. So, if you're looking to do that, click the link in the bio, sign up for Opus Clip, and go viral with some of the best content from your show. Speaking of the Super Bowl, the prices for the tickets are just ridiculous. And I saw Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco talk about this. Now, these are people who obviously can afford tickets to the game. But I'm gonna pull it up on SeatGeek right now. You know, if you're out there, you watch the wrestling around, you know, you can save $20 on your seats. Just put in the code wrestling realm, free plug. For section 320, this is the one that came up, right? Section 320, the ticket costs $5,837. That is way up, folks, in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. That is the cheapest ticket. Now, imagine you pay all that money to go to the Super Bowl and your team loses. That's just wild. And I think it's very, very unfortunate because the whole thing, it just takes away from the real fan experience. Now, the AFC title game, those tickets were expensive. I mean, you were looking at $400 or $500. And I mentioned I went to the Orioles playoff game. Um, for 2 tickets, I spent with fees and all, it was about $200, 200 some change, right? But it was like the face value is like $80. But like I said, fees, and that's even with codes. But that was for a playoff game and my team lost. But you know what? It was the experience. I don't feel bad. The Super Bowl, you got to go to the city. You got to go pay for um hotel, pay for stay, somewhere you're going to stay at. All of that, hoping to see your team win. Now, I knew people who went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans when the Ravens won. They have that experience for the rest of their lives. But just thinking like these just prices are just ridiculous. And it's very unfortunate because when you think about the NFL and you think about the passion that people have for it, it just completely obliterates it. The Super Bowl ticket prices completely obliterate the passion because the common person cannot enjoy. You know how cool it would be to see a mother and father take their children to go see the team that they've been cheering all year, take them to the big game and watch them win the Super Bowl. But you don't get that. And I know like WrestleMania ticket prices are crazy, right? They've increased for over the years. The first time I went to WrestleMania, I paid 220, no, $120 for my ticket, right? And I was in section 160. I have the ticket around here somewhere, but I was in like fairly close. There, had great seats. Unbelievable experience. Second time I went, I was way up in the rafters, and I paid about $100. And still, even though I hated those tickets prices and I hated the seats, I'll never take away the experience of WrestleMania 33. Being there when Naomi won the championship, being there what I thought was going to be the Undertaker's last match. But overall, when you have these ridiculous ticket prices, it's just so unfortunate that this world has become so greedy. You look at the owners and the CEOs, they've become so greedy and you don't get that legit fan experience. You imagine how cool it would be if you had the front running Chiefs fans and the diehard 49ers fans cheering, trying to out cheer the other. And that's what's going to take away from the game. And it's bad when former NFL players are saying it, who could easily walk in and buy a ticket. Let's be real. But I just think that's very, very unfortunate. A couple more things I want to get to before I get out of here. Not gonna be a very long show. Um, Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. Congratulations to them. They just dropped a brand new reality docu-series titled Love in WWE. Make sure y'all check that out. Great binge watch. And then once you finish binge watching it, check out me and Queen PR's recap. We did a recap. It's located on Those Wrestling Girls channel. I'm gonna link it right here in the description, where we talked about the series, talked about the show, talked about how we could relate to them, and so much more. So I promise you will not want to miss it, and you will not want to miss that recap as well. I definitely had to give them their flowers. They came on, wished us a happy anniversary for the Wednesday Worldwide podcast. It was our guest for our 1 year anniversary episode, and it's just amazing. They're just good people you want to see win. Um, I talked about the Ravens. They broke our hearts as we finished out the beginning of last week. They broke our hearts. But if you know me, as much as I love the Ravens, you know that the other team in Baltimore is one that I love more, and that is the Baltimore Orioles. That's my first favorite team, my first favorite sport, my first favorite franchise. And it's the one team I have yet to see win a championship. When I look back, I got to see the Ravens win the Super Bowl fairly early. Kind of spoiled me, to be honest with you. 4 years in, they won the Super Bowl. That same year, I saw I had just seen the Lakers win the NBA Finals on their route to a three-peat. Then I would see them win 2 more with Kobe and 1 with LeBron James. So 6 championships with the Lakers, 2 with the Ravens. Basketball, at one point I was a University of Maryland fan. I would, some personal things that I won't reveal on this pod, but there's a reason why I'm not so much a fan no more. But, for all what it's worth, 2002, shout out to Warren Dixon, they won the championship. I got to see that. Then I got to see North Carolina win a few championships. That's my favorite basketball team by default. Football, USC win championships. This year, Michigan. I always liked Michigan since Mike Hart and on the early days of NCAA, that game's coming back. But then there's also, the reason I like him was Jim Harbaugh. I got to see Michigan win. I got to see the LA Sparks win a few titles, with Lisa Leslie, with Candace Parker. But I'm about to be wrong with the Seattle Storm. They got Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins. Yeah, I'm about to be a Storm fan. Like I said, I reserve the right to change allegiances. I told y'all that before. Y'all can sit up here and stay with these teams as long as you want. I don't know what the Sparks are doing, but I am moving to Seattle. So I got to see all those teams win, right? Shoot, the Washington Mystics for what it's worth. I support them. The Washington Capitals. Even seen the Nationals win. Not a Nationals fan necessarily, but I root for them. Now, Dodgers, that's the team I do root for real heavy in the National League. At one point in time, when the Orioles had no interest in being good, I was rolling with the New York Yankees. So 2009, but I have yet to see the Orioles win. So I'm very, very excited. Orioles got a brand new owner of the team, so that's exciting. Not only did they get a new owner, but they made some moves. They made some moves to show that they're not playing. They're not playing around. They added former National League Cy Young Award winner Corbin Burns, and that's going to be fun. Even the New York Post is saying it's a little bit of problem for the Yankees. Now, you bring him to Baltimore, now the rotation. It's so much besides numbers, right? Because now you have an experienced person. And I think it was oh man, I forgot who said it, but they said having Greg Maddux in the rotation helped them become a star. So these are the things that I'm looking forward to. So I think that the Orioles are right on the cusp. You have a new owner. Believe he'll be more than willing to spend money. And right now, what I want to do is not so much go out and buy players. I want them to re-sign Gunnar Henderson, re-sign Adley Rutschman. Hopefully, Mel Cass will be in that core in that conversation. Cedric's here. Enrique is down. He's coming up next. And of course, Jackson Holiday, the number one prospect 3 years in a row. So the Orioles have a lot to make us excited. I believe that we will be raising the World Series trophy this year. Yes. Now, I made some, like I said, the way this year been coming in, man. First of all, let me tell y'all real quick. I'm not gonna get too much into the wrestling stuff, but the Royal Rumble, what was disappointing was the fact that wrestling fans continue to boo Hulk Hogan, as I say that, rocking Black Wrestling's Nation of Domination sweatshirt, which they gave Hogan the X. But wrestling fans continue this booing as if there haven't been other people. Like, people don't boo the Undertaker, and he's been openly, you know, supporting the police. I ain't gonna say police brutality, but he's been supporting the police, and somewhat blindly. Him and Snoop Dogg had a conversation. But the fact that because of Hogan getting booed, he didn't come out at the Royal Rumble. Didn't need to see him enter the ring, but I just wanted to see him walk out, just come out there and say, "Let me tell you something, brother." That's what I wanted to see. I didn't get that. I also didn't, now, and I was believing I was so close to Rock and Roman. Rock shows up, and then all of a sudden, the fans of, in Alabama, they cheer, but then the internet goes crazy. Now that's trickling into live shows and Monday Night Raw. We want Cody. We want Cody. Look, I like Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was nice to me. I produced the interview, his first interview after his return from WrestleMania. Returns to WWE at WrestleMania 38. I have nothing against Cody. I want to see him succeed. Right now, though, I want this bloodline story to continue, and it has to happen with The Rock and the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So that's been a few things that's been very annoying. So just had to rant a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, be sure to drop a 5-star rating on the Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast. Be sure to drop a comment section. Share this. I'm trying to hit 500 followers. I've reached 1,000 on plus 1,600 plus on the Wrestling Realm channel. But on my personal channel, where I talk about stuff outside of the wrestling world, I'm trying to hit 500. So y'all drop me a 5-star rating. Until the next time, folks, remember, do not let anybody place a ceiling above your success. So long, everybody. Podcasters and gamers, we all know it can be intense. We're talking, we're getting hyped, we're passionate. Sometimes we need a boost. Well, you can get that by getting Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is the #1 supplement for podcasters and gamers, and they have tons of different flavors, including Strawberry Burst, Tropical Breeze, and Cotton Candy. And you can save 10% by putting in the code Brian H at checkout. So go to rogueenergy.com and enter the code Brian H to save money.